Telecom companies are now considering a big price hike, what it means for the industry and what it means for the sector. Let's discuss that with Gauri, who's standing by with more details. Hi, Gauri, good morning.
Hi Nikunj, good morning. This is something that's huge as far as these companies are concerned. We're talking about a tariff hike that's very substantial. 100% is the tariff hike that Bharti Airtel and Idea Cellular have undertaken in tranches. We learned that as far as Bharti Airtel is concerned, tariffs have been revised from 1 rupee per minute to as much as 2 rupees per minute. So that's a huge tariff hike. For Idea Cellular, call rates have been revised from 1.2 paisa per second to as much as 2 paisa per second. So you're talking about a very substantial revision in call rates that have been undertaken by these companies. It signals that pricing has really returned to the market leaders, and the incumbents will really call the shots as far as pricing is concerned, and that's a huge development in the sector, which till now has been completely mired in low call rates, and in fact the new players in the market were really driving the prices downwards. But this is a signal that pricing power has returned to the incumbents, which is why we are seeing a huge revision in call rates by these companies.
Gauri, if the one-time fee kicks in, then are we likely to see more hikes, and what would this mean for the average consumer?
Well, Tanveer, for the average consumer, this is definitely bad news. Just look at the way your bills are expected to rise, really. You're talking about a very substantial revision in pricing. Let me just also tell you what Bharti Airtel has told us. In fact, in a written response, the company has said that the increase in call rates is inevitable and the revision in prices is in line with increasing costs. So the companies really admit that because the way the spectrum has been going up, the prices of spectrum has been going up, they had no option but to revise prices, which is of course very bad news as far as consumers are concerned. On the issue of one-time fee, yes, it is very plausible that as costs go up, as payouts increase, the companies will have no other option but to revise tariffs. So the moment payouts actually happen on account of one-time fee, who knows, you could see another round of tariff hike. But this is not a very minor hike. You're talking about over 100%. It remains to be seen whether tariff hikes can be as substantial as that has been undertaken in the last 1 month in 3 tranches by telecom companies.
What about the regulator's position on this, TRAI? I mean, are they likely to intervene?
Well, Tanveer, ideally they should, because any revision in tariffs has to be reported to TRAI. Sources tell us that these revised tariffs have just been submitted to the telecom regulator TRAI, and they are aware of the huge increase in prices. It's also important to note that the last time around when tariffs were revised by 20%, the regulator took notice of it and in fact asked telecom companies what was the rationale behind it, asked them to come up with all sorts of cost mechanics. It hasn't done so this time around, so that's of course a little surprising, given that the move is very substantial. But you cannot rule out the possibility of TRAI intervening, because at the end of the day it has to keep the consumer's interests in mind, and that is definitely being defeated given the amount of tariff hikes that we're really talking at this stage.